Hey, everyone. Hopefully y'all come back. We don't know what the hell happened. But we will figure that out at a later time. Hopefully y'all can join us.
We're keeping
We
you on
will
your toes, y'all. We're keeping you on your toes. Like, are you gonna stay? You gonna ride through the hard times with us? But yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to see if people are gonna come back. I feel really bad if they don't. Like then, we'll hop off here. But wow. That was crazy. We don't
Ex-
wow.
Expect the unexpected, as Big
That's
Brother
how
says. So,
But we were talking about the elimination. I mean, that's where we kind of left
yes.
off. We had talked about like the different
Yeah.
strategy that the girls were having. So, Brandon, do you want to pick up where we were?
Yes.
Yeah. So, as I was saying before, Michelle had the strategy of doing an equation, moving the box, unchaining it, and moving the box to her area. Whereas Naya was like, no, I'm going to get the math done completely overall, and then I'll start moving the boxes. And I think it was Nehemiah who said in his confessional, I think Michelle's strategy is smarter because she allows herself a break from math when moving the boxes and then a break from endurance from when doing the math. So I think he was right in that sense because, again, like it's just a lot on your body when you're doing all that at once. So to take breaks in between and like have that moment was really the factor I think that helped Michelle come with the overall victory. And I was very impressed by her. She was not frantic. She was cool, calm, and collected. And I didn't see the Michelle that I usually see where she like starts freaking out. Um, but what did you guys feel about Michelle's performance? You know what, Lena? What did you feel about Michelle's performance?
I mean, I wasn't mad about her performance. Her little side commentary was annoying, but that's just my love hate relationship. Hate relationship with Michelle. Love is extreme, but I just I think strategically she was a very smart in her approach. I was surprised because I did hear like Kylan and Nehemiah were telling like Naya just start moving something, like start like doing something else, and she seemed to be very fixated on that. So I was really surprised that she didn't even like scream out equations for Kylan to help her. Like there was, I feel like a lot of variables that could have pushed Naya to the win. Um, that I think Michelle was lacking, but again, she had this
Yeah,
strategy.
I think if that would have happened, Kylan probably would have been a little conflicted though because it's his number one and his girl in the moment. So like, which side do you pick? So
Well,
I don't
let's
know.
challenge that then, Kylan, because I want to see what side you're going to pick. That would have been actually for
That
really
is
good
Right.
TV. They should
true.
have challenged that.
Right. And for those
Mm-hmm.
that are rejoining us, thank you. We apologize. We have been having some technical difficulties, but thank you so much for bearing with us. We are most likely going to edit this part of the live and add it to the last live, whatever. We're going to try to figure that out. But thank you so much for coming back to us. And yes, we're going to try our best to just keep it going. We were touching on the elimination, so we're just briefly talking on that, and then we wanted to go into things that are happening off of the show right now. So we're just finishing up the episode. But thank you guys so much, Bloody Money, Gamma, G, whoever else is watching in the watchers or audience.
Thank
Thank you so much for
you.
rejoining us. We really appreciate it. And again, so sorry for the technical difficulties. But I was just happy to see that they got the math. I will say that, like, for some people they would have been really stuck, and we saw Naya a little bit stuck, but not entirely. She just seems much more focused on dealing with the equations, and like one of you guys mentioned, we did see Nehemiah and Kylan tell her, like, okay, you got to start moving these boxes. Like, come on, like, let's
Yeah.
do something. I do want to make a comment because I want to touch on this a little bit after, but we see Rachel pretty much saying that she kind of wants Naya to win because it is better for her to go up against Naya than it would be to go up against Michelle, especially if it's something compared to like a puzzle or something of the sort. So, which I understood. But then she also makes a comment that she's okay with Naya leaving because her and Naya had a situation where pretty much after Naya had voted in Era 1 as targets or into the elimination, you know, Rachel and Naya haven't really had any conversations. They kind of like just stopped talking to each other or kind of dismissed each other because Rachel was so upset at Naya for going after Era 1, which we shared our sentiments on that. Like, really, what could have Naya done to make Rachel feel secure or not any type of way?
Keeks, that was the Tina Nehemiah situation, right?
Yeah, the Tina and Nehemiah situation. But at the end of the day, it's like, come on, like, and Naya commented this on the podcast, with the challenge podcast. She's like, you know, like Rachel was upset with me since then, and mind you, like I find Rachel to be a person that is like on the challenge Mount Rushmore, especially for the female competitors. Like, she's so strong, she loves her, etc. She holds her to this high regard. So for Rachel to have been that upset when pretty much she was doing the same thing with Ryan, for example, it's like, why are you guys coming at Naya so hard for doing what everybody else is doing in the house? Which I understood Naya's point at that point too. But I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I do want to take some time to highlight the comments really quick. So Naya annoyed me in this. It was like, like paint drying. Yeah, I could see that. Michelle had noodle arms and she's red in the face like a tomato again.
But Michelle's noodle arms carried her to the victory.
Yeah.
So
And
I think Cara actually made another comment about another woman in the challenge. She said Michelle always says like she has these noodle arms and like doubts herself, but she really needs to see herself as a real competitor because every time she goes in the sand, she comes out on top, and she is one of the better competitors that we have in the competition. So Cara's just been giving out flowers to these girls. So
yeah, she has. But I mean, what else can she do when she herself has not been at the top? Like,
ooh,
she better
all right.
recognize.
All
She
right.
I mean, and I fuck with Cara, but like
She's
she
been
has
laying low. She's been
she has been laying low. She has been laying low.
which
I will
is
give her that.
which is good.
And I don't want to come at Cara. Like, she is doing well. She's in a house where it seems like people are fond of her. I've said that before, but just saying, like, you gotta show credit where it's due when you not being the top numero uno.
yeah.
Okay. Bananas just kidding about Naya not using PEMDAS. Yeah, that was funny. Listen, Bananas has some funny commentary this season, this episode. But yeah, so then we see like Michelle obviously was too far in advance and she takes the win.
Yeah.
She takes the win, baby.
And with that win, she names the new target. So obviously she has to choose men. So she chooses Bananas, of course, because you know he was
giving it right back. Yep.
Yeah. She chooses Jordan, which I'm very shocked that she did. I think that was very good on her end. And
but why? She has no game with Jordan. Like I've never seen.
But I think he's never done anything to her, so I think he was a little bit shocked too. But you know, it is what it is. But the one that like kind of surprised me overall was. Yeah.
Jordan wasn't shocked. Earlier in the episode, he says that he wouldn't be surprised. He said in the elimination, like he would rather Naya to win because he knows that Michelle's most likely gonna choose him as a target.
What I really was surprised by was Nehemiah. Not surprised, but like it's like, all right, now it's becoming the Friends Club a little bit.
Oh, again. For sure.
Because it's like, oh, I'm not really close with you, so like I'm gonna choose you, Nehemiah. And it's like, all right, Nehemiah ain't done ish to you. So
But are we surprised by Michelle deciding that way? I'm not.
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm not
Actually,
surprised.
Yeah.
I thought she would have said Nehemiah first, to be honest. Like Bananas, Nehemiah, and struggled with Jordan. And I honestly, from here on out, I feel like once we see who wins the elimination, I'm going to be able to tell you who they're going to pick as their targets. Like I'm not going to be shocked by any of the targets moving forward. That's my prediction.
Right. Wait, Lauren, I do want to highlight this real quick. I am glad this season with the eliminations that people pretty much can't help them that are not in the elimination. Yeah. When it comes to the math, they really can't help them like that because they can't even see the equations or whatever they have to do very well.
Girl, I would have yelled it out.
That's what I was
Kylan.
I would have been like,
148 times 3. He
right, because
maybe
that was one of the rules. Like they can't say the equation out loud like that.
That's possible,
that'll be too easy. I will say, I mean, Michelle, clearly you got the elimination that worked in your favor. Crates again, boxes and crates seems to be your thing. So shout out to her for completing that. And yeah, I do think it made sense for her targets. Nehemiah was the one that I was a little shocked on, but who else would she have really chosen really out of that lineup? I will say that I was kind of interested to see if Nia would have won, if she would have went through with picking Jordan as a target. Because I really think that would have even surprised Jordan too. Yeah. Like he would have been like, okay.
I think she said she was going to, like, that would be an option, but I really don't think she would have done it. I really don't think she would have.
I think she would have probably selected, honestly, Bananas, Derek, and then like either Corey.
No, I don't think Corey.
I don't think she would have chose Corey because that impacts Nehemiah.
Josh? Yeah. What other guy would she have picked?
And it would have maybe Josh. Jordan. Maybe Josh and Derek. Josh maybe. I think maybe even Jordan. I honestly think like she would have been like, okay, like I had to put in Jordan considering what I'm being told.
Yeah.
But then we get to see obviously there is no karma vote on Naya's behalf. Again, we didn't see the karma vote Ryan last episode, so I guess when it comes to these individual eliminations, we're not seeing that at all. But we do get to see Naya pretty much say farewell to Kylan. And she says, you know, love you. And they say, I love you back kind of thing, whatever. Naya did take time to clarify and make it very, very clear, like Roxy Andrews, that her little fling with not Nehemiah. Oh my God, not her brother Nehemiah. With Kylan, I apologize. With Kylan was short-lived. That was just while they were in Vietnam. That's it. Nothing came out of it. They have love and respect for one another, but that's it. She didn't choose to pursue things out of the house. And I think Naya is just one of those people that she's going to say, love you. However, like short amount of time she's known you, in my opinion. And honestly, filming for the challenge is very long, at least for the flagship show. So by this point, they're already like at least a month and a half in. If people could fall in love in Big Brother without communication from the world, I'm sure people could fall in love in the challenge house with that short amount of time, or fall in lust with one another, right?
For sure.
So I wasn't really surprised by her saying, like, love you.
Yeah,
you get lonely. But hey, it is what it is. She made it clear that is not her man. Okay, guys, that is not her man. And what else? Another thing that I did want to touch on was obviously like Naya, you are going to be missed. Your growth has been very wonderful to see throughout the years. Obviously, we want to see that fire in you. We want to see her come back with like a vengeance. Obviously, in her best, I guess like strength-wise, like Naya has always had
her best
right?
competitive light.
Yeah. Oh no, but I also like I want her to like obviously pick up the pace when it comes to her endurance. Obviously, be a little bit more strategic with her gameplay because she's more than capable of doing it, and she peeps things. Like we
Yeah.
know that she can notice these things and read the room. So
Yeah.
I'm just hoping with her experience with all of these
Mm-hmm.
greats in the challenge fandom, challenge world, not fandom, that she comes back and performs better than ever in the upcoming seasons.
But
Yeah, you
also
will be
taking
missed.
herself like seriously, like looking at herself as a great competitor, like the other ones do. Like I think she doubts her. She's kind of like a Michelle in a sense where she doubts herself a lot. So I think if she comes back like I'm that bitch, she'll be golden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Anything else y'all want to touch on real quick before we like discuss a little bit of drama that's happening off of the show?
No,
No, I
nothing for
think
me.
this episode was pretty self-explanatory. This episode Bananas held down because if he didn't
Mm-hmm.
do what he did, it would have been boring. So
He
I'm
had his
Yeah.
grateful.
spotlight. He enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been extremely boring. So real quick, for those that don't know, Laurel and Norris, they're beefing. Clearly, we don't know why, but Laurel decided to, you know, tweet these effing spoiler pages get nothing right because the cast members who actually tell the truth don't leak things to the pages we have lives. Nerys once leaked quotation marks something about me on Challenge 40 that was untrue to an account, and pretty much Nerys retweeted that. She said, "Oh, baby, you want to talk about me? I'm just gonna retweet you since you didn't want to at me because Laurel could at Nerys and she didn't." So then Nerys takes it upon herself to retweet that comment or Laurel's original tweet and says, "I've never sent anything to any account, so keep my name out of your mouth. The same way they send me screenshots of fake stuff of you talking ish, I'm sure they did the same. If you were smart, then you know better, but we already know you aren't."
Love. Yo, she ate that up. I love her.
I mean, but also let's be Laurel's a vet. So she is definitely
And
smart. I don't think she's smart logically,
what the
but
but
with smart she's definitely
I'm
smart.
not questioning her gameplay. I'm questioning right now her approach to this game. And honestly, all this gives me is it's time for retirement, Laurel. Because
Oh
now
yeah,
we're
for sure. I
so
agree. But I do
Okay.
think Laurel's smart.
and I
Just
think
not.
Nerys ate that up so
Oh,
much.
she did. She did. But I just want to make it very
Good.
clear we don't think Laurel is dumb.
Team Nerys, don't care
Mm,
why.
listen, I mean, I just think when it comes to relationships and stuff and connections, Laurel, sense has chased you your whole life, but you are faster, babe. I just don't know why you're handling things the way that you're handling them. It's very questionable. It seems it's giving jealousy, it's giving bitterness, and it's not a cute trait to have. Um yeah, it's like I don't know what's going on. I truly don't understand why Laurel felt comfortable just bringing up Nerys like that out of nowhere. On top of that, there's already been issues with obviously Laurel misidentifying or mis like miscommunicating what Nerys identifies in terms of her blackness and Latinidad. So it's just like, Laurel, just keep your mouth shut when it comes to the Reese,
Please.
because she's gonna say something back. But then again, Laurel doesn't hold her tongue for anybody, so I wasn't expecting her to stay quiet. Well, she hasn't said anything yet. Maybe they took it to the DMs. Um, but yeah, I said, yeah, I'm with Nerys on that one.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I think the one thing that I'm always going to say, and the reason I'm a big like fan of Nerys is thanks, girl. No, but my biggest reason I'm a huge fan of Nerys is literally the fact that she's very real. Like, I'm not saying Nerys is perfect, but Nerys is going to give it to you point blank, period. I don't care if you're a vet. I don't care if you've been at the challenge for years. I don't care who you are. If you're going to say something stupid and you're going to say something without these receipts,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it to you. And she did just that.
Yeah.
So really quick, Lena.
Yeah.
That's Amanda.
Who's Amanda?
That's
Maurice's
what you just
Amanda.
described? Oh, you like
I
Amanda now? I thought you said you didn't like Amanda.
Listen, I like the drama that Amanda brings. I don't like Amanda as a competitor whatsoever. But I think I've never said that Amanda does not speak the truth. I've never said, I've never doubted anything Amanda hasn't said wasn't true. I just don't think Amanda's this great competitor that you tend to bring to the
She's
challenge.
smart.
I also said she's smart too. I just don't think she's a great competitor. I think the production value that she brings is drama and drama only to me.
Okay.
Well, speaking of somebody bringing drama that's not even on the season, let's talk about Fessy over here. Messy Fessy is
Do
on
we have
Twitter.
to?
Really
Right.
quickly,
Like,
I just want to because he's coming at Theo, guys.
let's not give people some spotlight.
I know, because literally all Theo has to say, listen, you didn't make the season, I did. Come on, Josh made the season over you.
Crazy.
But I just, at the end of the day, like Theo is getting dragged left and right on the internet for his mid performance, and pretty much Fessy's like, listen, I'll beat him in this, that, the third, da 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 da. And I'm like, good for you, Fessy, for trying to get some buzz, going, since you pretty much don't do anything but just hook up with people on the show. But yeah, so that's going on. And lastly, definitely listen out to Naya's podcast interview with Bananas. It was a really good interview. And then obviously her interview or appearance on Challenge Podcast with Devin and Davon. And lastly, for those that like Marie, just so y'all know, Marie is going to be on the Zach Nichols podcast. If you like to listen to Zach, if you don't, that's fine too. I totally understand that. But I'm excited to hear from Marie, or at least see the clips, because I'm not paying for that Patreon. But at least see the clips, because I personally like Marie. I like the fact that she is one of those entertaining people on the show that's always going to say what's on her mind. And I feel like because she's still very close to many of the challengers, she's probably going to share what they wouldn't, since they're probably, they have their NDAs and stuff like that. So I am looking forward to it. Should be cool. But yeah, is there anything else y'all want to touch on?
No, I think I'm good. I think we aside from the technical difficulty,
Yes.
I think we covered everything in this episode. I think overall, again, it was a good episode. Bananas ate, and he provided.
Unfortunately, Marie did date Devin.
We
and
don't
yes,
remember that.
And Lauren, I just said that. That's Amanda. Yeah, and yes, we do remember that Laurel had a crush on Horacio, and he pretty much rejected her, which may be the reason why she's lashing out towards Nerys. Because again, Nerys did say that there were times in the house where she would just address Horacio and not say anything to Nerys. So Marie is my kind of chaotic. Same here. But yeah, if you guys have nothing else y'all want to touch on, anybody in the chat, thank you guys again for dealing with our technical difficulties. It's highly appreciated. We are going to see if we can merge these lives together. So make sure you hit that like button, share, comment, and subscribe on the other one, the longer video. If you don't do anything here or like both of them, it's again highly appreciated. And thank you guys for sticking it out with us. Make sure to follow us at Reality Unloaded Pod on Instagram and Reality Unloaded Podcast on TikTok. And just be on the lookout for more challenge stuff, Thanks again. Have a great night. Happy Friday.
Bye, everyone.
Happy November. Make sure to go out and vote. Okay? Don't tell me who you're going to vote for. Don't piss me off. But make sure you go out there and vote. And bye, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.